And I will. It's an honor.
I feel some trepidation from time to time.
No, this is a GP audience. It's going to be good. But Sandy and I have been friends for a dozen years. And I knew her from the peripheral for the first few years. I was like, who is this woman? I mean, she must have a twin sister or triplets around town, because everywhere I looked, there was Ask Sandy Rogers. So finally I picked up the phone and I said, hi Sandy, I'm Anthony. And you know what she said? I know who you are. And I was like, oh my gosh, she knows who I am, and we've never spoken before, but she keeps her eyes and ears connected, not only with herself, but with all the strategic partnerships that she works with. They talk to each other, they feed each other, they nourish each other. And she is a giver. That's one of the things I love about Sandy. And she said she could help me network and help brand my name here in the greater Phoenix area. She really gave me a lot of good advice. Didn't even ask for a penny.
Wow.
No.
Look at that.
So see, that's part of the pay it forward that I talked about.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a great ingredient, believe me. It makes a nice, now I won't use the word fluffy, but a very enjoyable cake.
What are you talking about? I mean, you talk about customer service, you know. You know, it's like they say, you know, the greatest gift that you ever develop is your service to others. And that's the foundation of the work and service that Sandy does. So those of you who are interested in not only developing yourself personally, it's not just about business and making a buck, she also attracts very, very wonderful, authentic business professionals and people who have good spirit. So she is very, very picky about those who she allows into her sphere of influence. And that's a real attraction for me. And that's how I've run my companies over the last 40 years. 40 years, believe it or not. And
now, are you going to state your age like Sandy did, or we leave that off there?
Let me put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way. I went to a concert, and it was called Hippie Fest, right? And so I'm looking at this group on stage, and I thought, how many years ago did I see them? I'm counting. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't think in years anymore. I think in decades. Last time I saw that group was 45 years ago.
In the 60s.
Wow.
Dick Clark, Where the Action is,
Yeah.
1965. It was the Young Rascals. And I was like, wow. Now,
that's amazing.
So it was a wonderful event and everything. But this is the thing that's tried and true in my relationship with Sandy. Guess what? Basic business principles and how you treat people is as old as the hills. It's biblical, is what it is. It does not change. You may come up with, you know, technology and the internet and walk around with your phone just texting all day versus actually having a real dialogue with someone. Much of that, I think, is crippling a generation of people as far as really growing, you know, authentically with information that can be passed down. She calls it passing along. It's also passing down. I mean, the elders out there. I wrote a quote the other day. I said, if you want to read history, go to the library. If you want to hear history, spend some time with an elder.
Sure.
And it's the same thing. Even if you're not tech savvy, and I'm talking to my friends out there who are mature, but still have fire in their belly and passion about what they do, it's okay. You can still build your network without technology. You can. But you need to show up, like Sandy was saying. If she's having a group of people meeting in Scottsdale or Chandler or on the west side of town, show up. That way you can actually meet people face to face, eyeball to eyeball. And guess what? It does turn out profitable for you, whether it's financially, emotionally, or just a common ground of people that have a lot in common with you. So I am an advocate of Miss Sandy Rogers, folks, and I'm sticking by it.
Thank you.
I am.
That's very sweet.
She's so cool.
That's amazing, definitely.
Thank you.
One of the things that I neglected to mention, one of the accomplishments and products that Sandy has is the 5-year journal. Is that the correct name of the book? So tell us a little bit about the 5-year journal.
Well, this is a very special story to me, and Kent knows about it, and wow. The 5-year journal is a book that one of my dearest friends, her name was Doreen Clement, developed in 2000 and published it herself. And it's a book where you can journal daily, 3 lines a day, for 5 years. It's a beautiful book. It's a hardbound book. It's got quotes in it. I mean, it's a treasure is what it is. And Doreen did that all on her own long before there were self-publishing the way that we know it today. She actually paid for and had 10,000 copies of this book printed, and it's a hardback leatherette cover with a gold emboss on it. So I mean, it was no small. It's a beautiful piece of it. It's a beautiful piece. And in 2004, Doreen got very ill, and really very ill, and it took all her wealth away, as that happens sometimes. And sadly, that illness became really more than she could handle, and I took care of her from 2004 until she passed in 2007. 5 years ago, June 14th, that she passed away. But she asked me, one of the things that she asked me was to please keep the 5-year journal alive, because it has made such a difference for so many people. And I find it funny. I used to take her to speaking engagements, and it was always fun because here's the journaling queen in the front of the room, Doreen, who's written numerous articles on journaling, been on numerous programs, and really is well known in that arena, sitting with somebody who doesn't journal. And now you're asking me to keep your legacy alive.
Wow, but see, that's the pay it forward. Great ingredient, you got an entire business ethically to you.
I'm in the process right now of getting a new edition done. It'll have a new cover and a few new quotes in it. But it's really an amazing book that often business people use it. They use it to keep track of their success. They use it as a goal journal. Oftentimes, Doreen had lots of stories of salespeople who used it as a tool in their business. So it's a great book for across pretty much all categories of life.
Absolutely, including mine. I mean, as an example, when I was about 8, maybe 9, in that area, I had a similar person like you that talked about journaling, and I had pretty bad handwriting, and so I decided to start working on my handwriting by writing in a journal. So if I had daily practice of my handwriting, then maybe it would improve. I can't say that it actually worked, but what did happen is it allowed me to be able to have some literary expression throughout the years. And so I wrote about a half a page in my journal every day until from the time I was 8, 9 years old till about 18. Graduated from high school, and then got a little bit busy in college, or distracted might be the better term. But what that did is it created a permanent history of my life, day by day. And I'm not quite sure how it happened when my children discovered my journal and decided that they wanted me to read them to them at night. So as we put our children to bed, my wife will read them the normal bedtime story, and then I will read a day or two out of my life. And they laugh at me, and they think I'm so funny. Sometimes I think I'm so funny, but it's wonderful. I mean, just looking back, what a funny kid I was, and the crazy things that I did. But if I ever try to skip over something, my children will say, you have to read it. So they'll know everybody I thought was cute, or whatever happened in my life. Including my wife gets to make fun of me too for my love Lauren, whatever at the time. But it was a great experience, and it allowed me to get to know my younger self, and my children get to know him as well. So whatever the purpose, you should definitely go on to the AskSandyRogers.com site, ask how to get a copy of that book, and I think it would be a great idea to recommend. I would recommend that to anybody who would like to do that.
Well, they could also go to the5yearjournal.com and read the whole history of it there.
Great idea.
Doreen put a whole history up on it. So.
Excellent. Is it set up in an e-commerce setting where they can actually click on it?
There's not any books available right now. There haven't been any for 2 years. The publisher that she had when she passed, unfortunately, unexpectedly canceled the contract on me 2 years after she passed, and so there have been no books available for sale. And I'm in the process of working with a brand new publisher right now, and probably within the next 6 to 8 weeks there'll be books available. So I'm doing pre-orders for people right now.
Yeah, that's like Star Wars. You're going to have to get lined up before you get to start showing it the next edition.
Sandy, let me ask you a question. Since you and I are dear friends, is it too late for me to gift you 1 or 2 quotes to take a look at for the journal?
Please send it along.
I've got some great quotes.
Yeah.
I'll share one with you right now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
knowledge is temporary, wisdom is eternal. Got that in my meditation every day.
I love it.
Very good. Speaking of a,
Simply, yeah.
there you go.
I got some goodies. I do. And you talk about the law of attraction. Becoming wealthy is not how much you accumulate, it's who you become on the journey.
Tell us a little bit about your experience with the law of attraction. We're going to wrap up the segment on the law of attraction. And speaking of the law of attraction, we do have, if anybody wants to go to a wonderful, wonderful event, there's an open house that's coming up on the 26th and 27th of this month. And it'll be the Big Light Institute for the Creative Arts. A place to get in tune with yourself so that you can get more in touch with the law of attraction. It's on the southeast corner of 7th Street in Southern. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we just wanted to give a shout out to that. And whatever way you use to get in touch with yourself, get in touch with yourself. One of the ways that Kayla mentioned that you're a Reverend Kent Reaney.
Certainly.
All right. So Reverend Kent Reaney has some wonderful ways to keep in touch with the law of attraction. But let's end the segment with you sharing a little bit.
I'd be very happy to.
Okay.
I can remember years ago when The Secret came out and everybody got all Twitter pated and everything. And then I'd see them again 6 months later, and
That
guess
was before
what?
Twitter days, too.
Yeah, before Twitter. This was physical Twitter. And a lot of the folks who I talked to, friends, I'd say, how did The Secret work for you? 6 months later, they were still broke. So part of the work that Sandy and I do is we fill in the mortar that was missing in the film.
Oh, wonderful.
So I've gone steps beyond that. I don't talk about the law of attraction. I talk about the laws of attraction. It's just not one law, and it's morphed into the science of deliberate intention, ancient wisdom for modern times. So I know Sandy and I are going to be doing some talking together. That's why we're kind of hanging with each other right now. We have wonderful information that'll take you from elementary school to junior high, all the way up to earn your PhD.
And after the break, we are going to learn a little bit more about that.
We shall.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll tune in just after this break.
Very good.